What's good everyone, yadiiiigg, 4 Eyes, 2Gs here, and today we're here to continue on with my XXL Where Are They Now series. If you guys haven't watched my other videos on this topic, essentially I take a look at the XXL freshmen from a particular year and discuss how their careers have played out since getting the spot, whether that be a success, a flop, or what have you. This will be part 1 and I'll follow up with a part 2 shortly, but let's get into it.
It's 5 and 1 in my ends, not an alien to pain. Man, I just left the ATM, when I heard screams and saw the blade. It was the party of the year, now it's a crime scene again. Cold case, they cannot get to the past, it's all been a race. 5 and 1 in my ends, not an alien to pain. Man, I just left the ATM, when I heard screams and saw the blade. It was the party of the year, now it's a crime scene again.
And firstly to talk about is Trippie Redd, and for the sake of this discussion, we're just going to ignore the mishap that was the exclamation mark album. I think we can all agree that was a bit of a flop, but he was able to bounce back successfully after it with A Love Letter to You 4. And reflecting on where Trippie was in 2016 and 17, he has really glowed up. He's put up good first week numbers consistently, he has more than a few certified songs, and on top of this, in terms of music, Trippie's sound is eclectic, and his ability to make everything from boom bap rap to mosh pit bangers to slower love anthems speaks to his inherent musical talent. And on a personal level, I think it makes him a superior artist to the quote-unquote more generic rappers from this generation, like your Pumps, your Perps, etc, etc. His most recent project, A Love Letter to You 4, has seen him continue to blossom, performing well commercially and receiving a lot of love from fans. And I think Trippie is one of the few artists from this generation that will have a long-lasting career. And in the comments below, I want everyone to tell me what their favorite Trippie project is. For me, I still think it's either going to be A Love Letter to You 1 or Life's a Trip, but let me know yours. And continuing to push forward, after Trippie we get to BlockBoy JB. And for Blocboy, I think his career trajectory post Look Alive with Drake is one we all kinda saw coming, but was hoping wouldn't be the case. In my opinion, his music just isn't different enough and lacks the personality he needed it to have to establish a solo career in the long term based off the Drake cosign. Like, I've never really thought to myself, wow, I want to listen to some BlockBoy JB, and if I do, it's because of another artist on the track. It's rarely to hear him, like Rover, Look Alive, or his tracks with NLE Chopper. He just isn't memorable on these tracks. His latest music releases have been fairly average, and I think he's going to continue struggling to make a lane for himself in the long term if he doesn't just work on bettering his solo music. And before we go on guys, a quick shout out from my Instagram. Big shout outs goes to CHF Jody. Appreciate you showing me love. If you guys haven't yet, do make sure to follow me on Instagram at yadiiiigg. Thanks for all the love and support over there. Also a reminder about my merch tees. We have the Cardi and Travis tees on deck. They're fire, about to sell out. Links in the description to cop. Make sure you do. Also make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good YouTube stuff. But let's keep it going. And pushing forward we get to Lil Pump. And with Pump, I think particularly his freshman year in 2018 was a successful one, with a string of big singles like the mega hit I Love It, as well as others like Get It, Welcome to the Party, and Arms Around You. However, transitioning into 2019, undoubtedly it's been a slower year for Pump, with lackluster single after lackluster single, and him flopping with Harvard Dropout. When you consider where Pump was in 2015 and 2016 when he was just starting out, his rise to stardom has been impressive, and he reached a level I don't think anyone anticipated with tracks like Gucci Gang and I Love It. But now I feel like it's a moment where the novelty is beginning to wear off and Pump is backed into a corner with a lot of pressure on him. And now it's time to see whether Pump can prove us wrong and show us he has what it takes to stay relevant, or whether he goes the route of many before him and slowly fades into irrelevance. And lastly, for this video we get to Stefflon Don, and with Stefflon there's really two separate discussions that need to take place. Make no mistake, she is an international star. In terms of international recognition and success, due to her dance-ish reggae sound, she is connected well, and her streams and certified songs speak for her success on the global stage. However, honing in on her performance in the American market, signed to Migos and Yachty's QC label, QC really tried to break her into the US market, getting her on songs alongside Yachty, Lil Baby, City Girls, etc, etc. However, despite them investing into her, it just didn't connect with the US market like it did on an international level. And in terms of the platform she was given with this XXL spot and the QC backing, she just really wasn't able to capitalize, and she wasn't able to become a figure within the American mainstream landscape. To add some context to what I'm saying here, in terms of her own songs, she doesn't have a single platinum or gold song within the American market, but she has plaques in 5 other countries. And with City Girls, who are also signed to QC, blowing up like they did, it seems that QC's priority now is with them, and Stefflon has become less of a focus, at least for the time being. But we'll see how that plays out in the future. And that's all from me today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. That was part 1. Make sure to stay tuned for part 2 coming soon. And if you haven't, like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, turn that on, and there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Do make sure to check them out if you haven't.